December 2nd, 2022, Vlogmas Day 2. I apologize. This is going to come in a little later in the day than I want. You know what? I don't apologize. I've been working. I've been making art. I've been reading really emotional, amazing things. And it took a minute or two to get the video set up and ready to go. So no apologies. Here we are, December 2nd, Vlogmas Day 2. Life of Hannibal, a Season of Solitude. I really like that. It's got a nice alliteration to it. First thing, I am going to be showing you around my house in the weeks to come, showing you maybe different rooms. Check out the office, a room I'm going to probably try to set up a studio for these kinds of things in. Just places of different kinds of creativity. Things happen in the kitchen. I mentioned to my friend that I was going to be showing around the house, and then I said I probably should clean up some first, and their response was, there'd be more interesting things to look at if you don't. So here I am. This is my life, as messy as it gets. I am an apparitionist. I am a magician. I am living, I don't know if this will come out the way I want it to, but I am living a dream I didn't even know I had. I was doing the work, you know. I was hustling for the gigs, and I was improving on the presentation, and I was struggling with how will people receive this, which is something an artist does quite a bit, and but then also coming to the conclusion of whatever is coming out of me is what is supposed to, and if some people will be offended by that, then they will be, and they will deal with that on their own, and perhaps both of us will grow in their offense. Anyway, talking to a couple of people, and I got a couple of comments, and so a couple of people asked about this. It doesn't always get seen because I normally wear higher collared shirts than this. Funny story, since coming to Colorado, since I moved here, I have lost in the vicinity of 20 to 25 pounds without actually trying. Just eating better, cooking a lot more for myself, and my taste in things has changed a little bit. Stopped drinking soda, and you wouldn't believe the amazing physical advantages that occurred just because of that. And it wasn't any particular plan. It was just like, man, I'm tired of drinking soda, and so I stopped. And I've been drinking the really cool, clear, amazing water that is up here at the top of the world. Anyway, so I'm trying different styles of clothes because my old ones aren't fitting so well anymore. In the opposite direction. Anyway, so this necklace, in a lot of ways, this carries an awful lot of meaning in my life. I don't normally wear an awful lot of jewelry. I don't. And so the pieces that I choose to wear, especially one that I've chosen to wear constantly, are very important to me and have very strong meanings, so that when I see it, when I notice its presence around my neck, I'm reminded of why I put it on in the first place. It's probably being seen new for the first time by a lot of people, but it's no way new in my life. This came into my life in my previous life. At least, wow, has it been that long? 7+ years ago. There is a convention that comes through Charlotte about once a year, and it features celebrities from horror films, kind of Dragon Con, but on a smaller Monster Con, I think they call it, or the Monster Convention, or some. I'm dancing around it in my mind. I know it's something like that, but a lot of cult figures, a lot of B-movie musicians and actors, and so on and so on. I'll tell you a funny story about that in just a second as well. It's ceramic. It's been fired to be solid, and on the front of it, it says simply "Be it." Be it. This was handcrafted by Barry Bostwick from the Rocky Horror Show, and he was selling these at the convention when he came through. And my daughter, one of my daughters, saw it. Thought of me immediately because of my relationship and history with the Rocky Horror Show, and purchased this as a gift for me. The the thread that it came with, or the leather necklace that it came with, wore out. And so a friend from the Carolina Renaissance Festival wove me this piece, this to hang it by. So this is friendship and inspiration. All things on the table, right? At some point, a partner of mine from the past apparently was jealous of this entire rig and hid it from me. And somehow it stayed hidden from my move from Carolina to California, and only showed up when I was unpacking a box here in Colorado, and my move here to the top of the world. And I found it, and it was just like the universe had finally put it back into my hands and said, yeah, just be it. Don't dream it. Be it. Live it. I was not trying to be famous. Not even when I moved to Hollywood. I didn't go there to chase some fame. I went there to get some work, to improve the work that I was doing, and to be in a more creative atmosphere than I had been currently living in. And it was perfect. It was, at the time, it was exactly right. And true to form, I did not become famous. See, my plan is working. But it did lead me here. That move eventually led for me being here. And so every day, I'm reminded, be it, be yourself, be who you were designed to be, use the gifts you were given. So here I am, still being it, you know. So that's where the necklace comes from. River, thanks for asking. I think you were the first person to ask about it. And so that is the story. This is my Barry Bostwick crafted Rocky Horror Picture Show inspired Don't Dream It, Be It necklace, credo, etc., etc. Last night, went to a Thanksgiving party. We couldn't do it on Thanksgiving because we are showbiz people and we were working. But last night, the staff of the Underground, Aidan Sinclair, in his home with his partner, Becca, gave us a feast, gave the entire staff a feast of a good-hearted, very tasty Thanksgiving dinner. And we laughed and we did card tricks, and we looked forward to what's coming. We looked forward to the inspirations and the new art and the way things are going. And it was really a very heartwarming, amazing time. When I also yesterday, and I received a tarot deck from a friend. Something I may have talked about, or I may have not talked about, just when I was initially studying the tarot and being fascinated by the story that was put behind it. One of the apparent rules in tarot is that you never purchase a deck for yourself. The true power and the true bonding and the true journey in the tarot comes from being gifted a deck for whatever reason. So my friend Brian, in the mail yesterday, I received this unexpectedly, this beautiful, beautiful deck of cards, inspired by, created by Erin Morgenstern, who is the author of one of my favorite books, a book called The Night Circus. If you are like me, you like my style of storytelling, or you're a fan of whimsy or just a really, really good story, check out The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. But these, it was a surprise. I'll say again, and I have spent a good portion of my day just looking at the beauty of the artwork. And if you know the story of The Night Circus, you'll recognize some of these characters. In fact, it's all portions. Where's the one I want? Is what I really want to show you. Yeah. The Chariot card is a hot air balloon. Amazing, right? Just think of that. Think of the whimsy. Look at the detail. I mean, seriously, look at the detail and the small things just off to the side, and just the beautiful stories that might be told about this about this card if it is chosen. Anyway, thank you to Brian if you're watching. Thank you very, very much. They will go to good use. This I can promise you. My mind is already starting to put together scenarios and ideas based on this deck, all in storytelling and in the seances that I'm doing. Speaking of which, something I mentioned yesterday that I'd like to get right into is an examination of the tarot itself, based on another deck that was gifted to me a few months ago, the Pulp Tarot. And like I said before, these are based on a style of like the old pulp books, you know, things that the movie Pulp Fiction were inspired by. The old pulp books that you could find for 25 cents, 50 cents in the 5 and dime store, and these are all based on the classic tarot, but giving them a feel of pulp books. Today we're going to start with the Fool. We're going to begin at the beginning. I'm going to wander through them. A little later on, I may shuffle and do them in different order, but right now I'm inspired and moved to go through them in order, and perhaps they'll speak to you in one way or another. The very first card of the major arcana is known as the Fool. It is card number 0. Now, the Fool is only a fool in the eyes of the outside world. This is my interpretation. This is my story. These are the ways that I see things. The Fool is bounding forward boldly, usually represented by looking at the horizon and not really paying attention to what's going on at their feet. They are striving forward. Should they fall, should they stumble, they will pick themselves back up, focus again on the point on the horizon, and move forward with it. And to the outside world, that can appear foolish. In a world and an existence where a lot of our goals and a lot of our pushing forward and the things that we strive for are oftentimes based on capitalism or in chasing the dollar, or sure, that's interesting, but how much money can you make from that? I have been blessed. I have been gifted in the fact that I didn't always make money at performing. In fact, for a large portion of my life, I simply didn't. I did it for the love of it. But when the time came that I made the decision, or the universe nudged me in the right direction, that it was time to put aside all other focuses and to focus on being a performer, and specifically at that point as a magician, everything lined up. My bills got paid. I got taken care of. My children, my wife, my family, all that got taken care of because I was following the correct road. My success lay in the fact that I had love surrounding me, that I was doing something that I cared about, and that I was putting forth good messages in it. And I know many friends, many of my old friends, a lot of my family, not my immediate family, but, you know, aunts, uncles, cousins, etc., telling me how foolish I was for pursuing this crazy dream that I had. And it seemed to flummox them all the much more that I was able to survive and take care of the things that I was responsible for, and because I was doing what I was doing. The Fool. I am no longer the fool, though I surround myself with them. I love fools. I love the foolish people who simply jump into the water before testing to see how cold it is. Those who push blindly forward and sometimes fail, often fail. But in their failure, they learn and they get back up and they push on forward. This is the Fool of the Pulp deck. Major Arcana, the Fool. Card number 0. Now, what I see here is I see this human in running shoes, or perhaps those are bowling shoes, athletic gear, topped with jester checkerboard, you know, so there's some whimsy, there's some fun there. The left arm seems somewhat deformed, perhaps hinting at disability or some part of their life that is attempting to hold them back, or possibly the outside world sees it as a disability, but they see it as a bonus, or as a good trait. Lots of strength in the upper body, clutching the white flower, holding on to that dream, holding on tightly as they put their head up, their chin up, and they strive boldly forward. The dog there at their feet, hard to tell. Is it attacking? Is it encouraging? Is it simply bounding along with the same amazing joy that the fool is moving forward? The three circles there in the fool and the sun behind them. Is that an owl? Is that a wise person with large glasses looking over and watching this person striding forward? You can see the mountains in the background and the obstacles and things that had to have come forward. And if you look down here at the bottom, you see the foot going off the edge of the cliff. The fool does not notice that there's an edge there, that there's an obstacle there, and perhaps they are about to run and plummet to their death. Or maybe they're about to fly. Maybe they're about to soar above all the ones that called them a fool from the beginning. Perhaps they are going to not notice that they've run off the edge and simply strive off into the air, chasing that horizon, lifting themselves on the strength of their dreams and their very, very hard work, despite what the outside world might see as a disability. They have their own strength and they are striving forward and they are chasing it. They are on a fool's journey and they could not be happier to be on it. What's your journey? What's your path? What is driving you forward? Are you trapped in a cage by money, by society's idea of what success is? I want you to remember, like the Stoics say, remember that you're going to die. Remember that it's going to be all over. Remember that this is what you have. This is the gift you've been given. Your life, your talent, your love, the things that surround you are what your gift are, and you are on your own journey. I was thinking last night after the feast. I am here. I am making the perfect amount of money to pay my bills and live comfortably, not extravagantly, but comfortably. I do what I love to do. I have a beautiful family that cares for me in their own ways. I have two beautiful grandsons who are going to change the world and mold it to their own expectations. I know this. There's a beautiful boy. There's a wild boy. And oh boy, the pictures that I have most of them are of them laughing and of their eyes lit up. And I know that is because of their mothers and the joy that they hold deep within inside themselves and have passed on to their sons. And I could not be more proud of that and the journey that they are on. I gotta tell you, it's rich. If you be yourself, if you work hard at the gifts you have been given, if you set aside some to give away, to be generous to the people around you, it's a good life. Yeah, there are troubles. Yeah, there's strivings. Yes, there's obstacles. But come to the edge. Come to the edge. And so what if you fall? Because perhaps you'll fly. Perhaps you'll fly. Life is magic. So, thank you for watching. I am grateful for your presence. If you have any comments, if you have any suggestions, if you have any questions you'd like to ask in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. I'm going to try sometime in the next week or so. I've been doing some research on YouTube about live streaming. So at some point, I'd like to do one of these live and field questions, in real time, and comments and complaints and whatever else you'd like to throw my way. Bring it on. It's a Hannibal life, right? Anyway, thanks for being here. Have a great rest of your day. I will see you tomorrow at some point. Can't promise when I'm going to publish, but I will publish. And whatever your journey is, whatever fool's path you have decided to take, Wherever you find yourself right now, I hope there's love where you are. Peace.